Good morning, HubSpot Nation. It is time to wake up, customer platform, with your unofficial HubSpot Updates morning show, where we help you discover the platform value you already own. I'm Chris Carolan, joined by my co hosts Casey Hawkins and George B. Thomas. We are here every weekday morning to make sure you're not sleeping on HubSpot's true capabilities. If you're joining live, drop a hello in the comments and let us know what you're building in HubSpot today, May 1st, 2025. How we doing, folks?
I'm doing great because I see 4. Great.
I like when it's low. I like when I don't have to make a decision for my top 5 posts. Those are the best days when I don't have to make a decision.
Right. What's your top 5? Nope. Psych. Top 4. Why? Because there's 4.
Because there's 4.
Yeah, I think this only means that we're going to come back and there's going to be like 15 tomorrow.
Oh, jeez. See, aren't you just a bundle
yeah,
of joy?
I got to keep it real, George. But we'll dive in because there's some other big news from yesterday that we can talk about.
Yeah.
It's flooding the interwebs, I'll tell you. But
it was funny yesterday. You teased it in the call, and George and I were like, "What are you talking about, Chris?"
Yeah.
And then later in the day, I'm like, oh.
I did the same thing. I was like, oh, I better post something.
All right.
Yeah, we will get into that. That just means I spend too much time in all the different Slacks. That's all that means. But we'll get through these updates and then we'll talk about the fun of inbound. Number 1, create new contacts from social interactions. Public beta scheduled for release May 15th. Medium impact. That's incorrect.
I'm not joining yet. I'm not.
What is it?
Hit the button.
Social marketers can now seamlessly create new CRM contacts from social interactions like comments, mentions, and direct messages. Once a contact has been created from social interactions, the contact's timeline will include social interaction details, including timestamps and message content.
Why does it matter? Integrating social interaction data into your CRM provides new opportunities for lead generation and efficient tracking of customer journeys.
Can't forget about that lead generation.
All right, I'll say why I'm concerned about it. Why I'm not ready to opt in.
Okay.
And then George, you can talk me out of it.
Yeah. No.
Go ahead.
Chris is like,
I want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
Well, I mean, really, it's because HubSpot looks at contacts as email addresses, and I am immediately worried we're going to create duplicate contact issue.
Oh, my hopes would be that they have that figured out somehow, some way, but some testing will get us past that. But I would agree with you. My immediate response to this was, with great power comes great responsibility. Like, so first of all, dependent upon who you have doing your social, you might want to have like a human-centric value first, how to handle this with like the greatest of human touch possible versus it like, I don't know. I've seen historically teams download something like Surf or Hublead and be like, click, 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 spam, 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 spam. Like that, no. But the fact that you'll be able to see social interactions on a timeline excites the actual ish out of me because let's just say I have a few followers. Let's just say there's a few interactions. Let's just say being able to tie that to the true humans. Oh, I can't. I gotta hang on. To the true humans. Let's go.
Chris is grunting.
Like, seriously, like if we just remove this phrase lead generation and focus on efficient tracking of customer journeys,
yes.
Like that's why you do this. And if that's your strategy, for those of us who have had that strategy, like finally, holy cow, like there's so many apps and tools out there that, do something similar.
Mhm.
Since it's so impactful, those are generally not cheap.
Mhm.
And it's this kind of thing also stopped sales teams from wanting to engage on places like LinkedIn because they can't track it easily
Mhm.
and they don't get credit for it and their KPIs are not. Meanwhile, this is the best place to, if that's where your audience is,
Mhm.
like you go engage them there. So
Hi
this
LinkedIn.
is a pleasant surprise that I did not see coming one bit. To your concern, Casey, at the very least, it's a step in the right direction, we hope. But
Mhm.
I think that is a problem that we need to solve,
Mhm.
like, because emails are not the currency of like who somebody is. And like, so I've been choosing just to, in the systems where I have plugged something in, just accept the fact that, hey, I like the social interaction is important enough to have in and around the CRM, where trying to figure out the duplication that might cause is worth it, because I don't even run email campaigns. Like the whole
Mhm.
motion is social.
Right.
So so when we get done with the other updates, if we have time, it's in my portal, and I have one Casey Hawkins in my reply box area here. And if I
It's
hover
cringy.
if I hover over, I literally see a create contact. So if we want to go through the flow after we get these updates done, I'm more than willing to share
Awesome.
my portal and see like what happens
Yeah,
Mhm.
with
we
this.
should. Because it's almost like, unless they're doing magic that has not been developed before, it's like guaranteed to create duplicate contacts.
And I'd imagine
Like,
I'm in your CRM somewhere, George, too. So we can
Let,
also,
let me
yep.
see. Let me see.
I
While
mean,
we're
I've
doing the
signed
rest,
up for things.
So we'll go through the rest so we can get to that part, because I'm excited to see that.
All right, sorry.
And I hope others are too. Number 2, send form submissions from excluded IP and refers to spam. What is it? With this update, all form submissions from excluded IPs and refers will be treated as spam and will be sent to the spam submissions tool. As a result, these submissions would not have any impact on the CRM data. This would ensure consistency between the CRM data and web analytics.
Why does it matter? Customers have been able to exclude web traffic, excluded web traffic from excluded IPs and refers from their site analytics. Prior to this update, the form submission from an excluded IP or refer was still collected and processed like a regular submission. This was confusing for customers, as they would see the contact records created from a form submission and other CRM properties updated, but relevant automations were not triggered and none of the corresponding analytics was available in the system.
Has this been a challenge for you guys at all?
I'm still like,
Processing?
yeah.
Yeah. I guess there's a spam submissions tool.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the
So,
one update maybe makes the data a little harder. The next one makes it a little bit easier, hopefully.
I
So
feel like I've primarily used excluded IPs for internal, like my own IP, to exclude that from analytics. I think this update, well, and then this is important because if I opt into this, then potentially my form submissions are going to be in the spam folder, my test form submissions, which isn't inherently bad, and maybe even good. But also, if I'm looking for my form submission, I should know where it is.
right. All right. Number 3, sunsetting legacy scoring property.
uh,
scheduled for release, aka sunset. What's the opposite of release? I guess it is sunset, probably.
Yeah.
Expected August 31st, 2025. What is it? Score properties are being replaced with new scoring tools, with key changes starting May 1st, 2025. If you are still using the legacy scoring property, you will need to manually migrate to the new
Ooh,
tools.
that's huge.
See this guide and demo video on how to migrate your score properties to the new scoring tools. Marketing professional and enterprise customers can now create scores using the lead scoring tool, which features more advanced logic and actionable insights such as engagement and fit criteria. Service Hub professional and enterprise customers can build health scores inside the customer success workspace, which features easy categorization and insights.
Why does it matter? This transition is necessary as HubSpot moves towards a more powerful and flexible scoring capabilities. While the legacy score properties allowed for positive and negative criteria, they lacked essential features like actionable insights, DK, resets, and scalable rules. Limits to the number of filters caused frustration and an unscalable model. The new lead scoring and health scoring apps offer enhanced functionality that better aligns with how modern businesses qualify prospects and nurture customer relationships. Some of the new functionality includes fit and engagement scores, list membership rules, and ability to test records. For a full list of new features, see this post.
That's special.
Goodbye, my old friend.
Special
Goodbye,
section.
my old friend.
Special section in here with a timeline, which sounds like it's important to those who have been relying on the scoring property. So starting May 1st, no longer able to create new ones.
You shouldn't be creating new ones anyway because they're just going to go away.
Starting on July 1st, you'll no longer be able to edit existing score properties using the legacy scoring tool. And starting on August 31st, they will stop updating and will slowly be removed.
I wonder what slowly means.
Yeah.
By inbound, maybe?
Right. Portal by portal. So definitely transition to some new scoring tools that, we happen to have one of the foremost experts on this call, I think, who's been doing a lot of content. Have people been struggling to move off of these old ones, Casey?
They have. The new scoring tools, yes. The new scoring tools are very different than the old properties. The configuration is different. It's unlikely that you're going to take your existing score and just rebuild it in the new scoring tool just because it's just built differently. So it does take a little bit of like a mindset shift. So keep that in mind. And also that's why you shouldn't wait until August 29th to make this move, because you do need to like think it through a little.
Yeah. Apparently George is not alone in his emotional attachment to these properties.
No.
Thanks for sharing, Christina.
A few limitations to think about, like if you are using the new scoring tools, and feel free to DM me. I'm happy to look at them with you offline, or if you're open to having a live conversation and sharing that with others, open to that too, whatever. But deals scoring is not possible at this time. So your scoring options are contacts and companies at this point. And then the other kind of big limitation is this is now only available for marketing and sales hub subscriptions and
service,
professional and marketing and service. Yeah. So if you are using scoring and you don't have at least a marketing professional or service hub professional subscription, we need to look at alternatives. I actually just on Monday did a post on my best alternative at this moment, which is basically just using a list of qualified whatever. And that could be used for deals too, potentially. I haven't done it like that yet. But in lieu of scoring deals, you could just make a list of high value deals, medium value, low, or whatever.
Yep.
I'm just saying, I'm so pissed right now. Like,
Why? What?
because like, listen, I've been in this ecosystem since 2012, and there are several things that make me sad. One is when like I get real close to like certain HubSpot employees, and then they go and they work at other places, and like the relationship that I have is gone. Or like features that I've had a relationship with for years. Like I literally like the historical scoring was the backbone of a thing that I taught for a couple of years at the sales line. That's Radar Research Revenue. That was about sales qualified leads for lead scoring. And I have like a whole, like, if it's 25 or 75 or 100 and what that means as far as what you should be doing. And like, and it would align with these like lists of like amount of page views and like a whole system. And I know that we have several clients, and I know there's probably hundreds of humans that have built these systems, these processes around this, to now have to say goodbye, old friend, and try to like rethink, rebuild, redo.
Because you should.
Yeah, I was gonna say, George,
I
come on Monday,
know.
lead scoring. I'll make you fall in love with the new lead scoring app.
No.
There you go.
Listen,
Can't turn that one
can I
down.
just be the old guy on the lawn for a second and be like, get off my lawn? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
HubSpot scoring.
it sucks.
I'm not
HubSpot
usually
scoring
that
is in a
guy.
different season, George.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
know,
in a
I know.
different season, and you gotta
I'm
you
not
gotta
usually
join
that
it if
guy,
you
but
want.
I'm being that guy this morning with this. I'm sorry.
Well, it was interesting yesterday, and this is why like it's challenging for that team. I'm sure there's a bunch of people inside of HubSpot that are feeling like devastated by this. But yesterday, having a conversation about the Shopify integration that's also sunsetting, and like the challenge, like I've heard about it with the journey mapping as well. Like people get upset that it's challenging. You can't just migrate over, copy paste. But during this conversation yesterday, feedback session, they were like, well, I got to get rid of some workflows. I got to make some workflows better. I got to be better. I got to improve because HubSpot would not allow me to bring the old ish into this new world where it's like, now it's going to be, I would imagine, for those who invest time and effort into scoring, it should be easier to do it in a much more effective and valuable way. Because from my experiences, most implementations of scoring mechanisms are not great.
I know we want to move on, but my favorite things about the new scoring model, I guess I'll even just say one, it focuses way more on engagement. The old scoring model was like designed based on properties, and it was designed based on ICP fit, which is important. Like we do need to know whether a context and ICP fit, but the new scoring model has these engagement metrics and timely engagement metrics specifically. So previously we kind of had to work around that. We were like time last seen and things like that. But the new model, it encourages recent engagement as a score. So George, pack up your lawn chair, get inside the house, start building new scores.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. There goes this weekend. Okay,
Especially related to your answers about social interactions and caring about engagement and relationships. And
yeah,
let's line those up, buddy.
yeah. Let's do that.
Number 4.
Okay. All right, I'm tired of being
Enhanced date time property in marketing email. Starting on April 16th, any date time properties created in your HubSpot CRM now display both date and time when used as personalization tokens in Marketing Hub emails.
Why does it matter? With both date and time context, you can send truly personalized meeting reminders, event notifications, and confirmations that include exact times, creating clear communications that drives better customer experiences. We talked about this just this week, I think, with SMS.
Mm.
And we talked about the CRM side of it. This is the related marketing email update. So very cool. I am anxious to see if you still got it up, George. What
I do.
We
can
bullied
do.
him about lead scoring. Now he's like, I'm not even going to show you the social interactions.
No, there's no bullying here. This is tough love.
Share.
It's
Yeah,
tough
no,
love.
I hear you. Hey, sometimes you need it. Yeah, I do still have it up. So let's see what happens here, because I'll share my screen and entire screen. This one here. So yep. Okay, now you can see it. So I've got LinkedIn, right? And it's Casey, and AI can archive this, which is beautiful. By the way, it's been a while since, like, or maybe it's just because I
Can we
turned.
just take a minute? Yeah. Like
Yeah.
this screen,
Yeah.
like I guarantee 95% of the ecosystem has not seen this screen.
Yeah, it's crazy different. Like spam social, and like, anyway, there's just like a lot going on here, but in a good way. So like you should take the demo, because when you first come in here, like 5 clicks and it tells you some stuff. But so here's the thing, like if I hit this create contact, basically what does Casey, right? Save Casey Hawkins as a contact. Here I can learn more. Okay, so let's bring that open to see what that is. Casey Hawkins, view on LinkedIn. Okay, so I can go view you on LinkedIn immediately. And then allow your team to market to this contact. So set this contact as a marketing contact. Okay, sounds good.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and create contact.
It's the first of the month. You're really committed to marketing to me. Ooh.
Error. There was an error creating the contact. Please try again later. Okay, so interesting. Now, I'm super curious if that's because you're already here in my portal, potentially, maybe. I don't know. But let's try to see it again, and I'll just do it without the marketing contact and see if it does. Again, it's beta, so who knows? I probably should have cleared the error before I tried it to see if there's another error. Boom. Oh, yeah. So we're getting an error. Okay. Well, let's go look at some stuff. So create new contact from social interactions beta. So there is a nice knowledge article that you can check out for sure. And we probably, if we do links anywhere, we should probably throw a link in the chat about that. And then obviously, yeah, it took me over to Casey's LinkedIn as expected. So, oh my God, 19 notifications.
I know. Sometimes it's.
Anyway, so
Close that out.
Yeah, close that out. And so that's that. I guess I'll have to play with it and try a little bit later today with some other humans to see, like, if I tried to add my friend Matt here, you know, what happens. See, we might have a beta issue, but
so real quick, I'm gonna
go ahead.
I'm gonna remove your screen. If you just hit refresh on your contacts and search for Casey again,
I can't.
make sure there's only one there.
There is still only one.
Okay.
Yeah. And here's what I want to. Here's what I want to see, though. Actually, is I want to. Well, don't share my screen. Yeah, don't share my screen yet, because what I want to see is if I go into. So I wonder if the beta for me isn't completely set up yet, because the other thing I don't see is, like, you know how you have a filter activity drop down. I don't see like social as one of the activity filters I can pick. So I'm curious if, like, maybe you know, the same minute or day that you hit the button, if it like might take
Wrong button. It's not that button, that's for sure. Speaking of what else we wanted to talk about today.
Just like that.
Big announcement yesterday. I'm sure George will be back shortly. If he can get over the embarrassment of hitting the wrong button live. There he is. There he is.
Not presenting is not the same as leave studio.
Maybe go back to the lawn. Get the lawn chair back out.
Come on.
He's been
Anyway,
doing this since 2014, folks. It
Yeah, I don't see
happens.
social activity.
Okay.
Shoot.
But yeah, so other big announcement yesterday. Meet our 2025 inbound correspondents. Big old group of amazing human beings. This is an amazing program, George.
Oh yeah.
Like, and my story really got serious about HubSpot. Like in 2023, I had just gotten let go abruptly, and I was working with George at the time. I was like, "Hey, man, I'd love to go to inbound. Who do I need to talk to?" Introduced me to Christina,
Yeah.
and within minutes,
See,
I had a way to get to inbound, right? And that's where everything changed. And last year was a blast as well, and they continue to up their game in terms of supporting the correspondence. And
This is
actually,
my first inbound.
oh, what?
this is your first one?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's
Well, okay, I win 2020, but like,
well. Didn't everybody go in 2020? I mean, it was digital, but your first. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be like a first for a lot of people.
Well,
'cause it's
yeah,
in San Francisco
totally
for the
different.
first time ever.
We were talking about this last night around my living room because my session, I think I'm allowed to say this, but my session already has been booked for an encore. And so we were talking about like, well, what about just a bigger room instead of an encore? And we're like, hey, listen, stop. We don't know what the facility looks like. We don't know how big the rooms are. There's a lot we don't know. And so it's super interesting. It will feel like a new inbound for a lot of people. But Casey, the fact that it's your first inbound, I'm so excited for you and what you're about to experience. And Chris, I'm also now mad at you again because you mentioned yet another human that used to work at HubSpot that I miss greatly.
Yeah, she's doing some great stuff now. So
Yeah.
continuing her customer focus. And hats off to Gabby and the community team to really
Absolutely.
make sure there was no real gap in the program. And this continues, and it's been improving. And I know they're working more closely with the inbound team themselves this year to put us all in a better position to actually correspond and understand what's going on at the event. Because I think this is also going to be a special one from the perspective of there's a lot of people who have been going for a long time because it was in Boston.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people will not be able to go. So we'll do our best to allow for them to live vicariously, through us. But also going to mention, I'm trying to up the game a little bit this year as well, and not wait until inbound. So starting tomorrow, it's going to be the road to inbound 2025.
Another show,
a weekly show. I mean, all these people love creating content. Just giving them a good spot to come and do it is mainly the goal, and also any speakers, just anybody engaged in inbound. Like there's a lot of buildup for sure, but we know that a lot of things happen before inbound, and that's why we do this show. So hopefully we can, keep the momentum going, and continue to build it and not necessarily wait until inbound to share.
So what I hear you saying is you'll be calling.
I'll be calling.
You'll be calling. Hey, here's the thing. I do want to say this. Just because I say that I miss people doesn't mean I don't love people. Like, I love the team. I love what they're doing. The experience that we had last year and like all the things that we're able to help and do with through this program, it was absolutely amazing. The way that they cared and loved on us as we kind of maneuvered around the space, beautiful. So as the old guy, I guess I'm allowed to love people and miss people. Is that
Of
okay?
course.
Can we do
Yeah.
that? Okay.
The
Okay.
beauty of this ecosystem. One big community, and brought to you by the Community
HubSpot.
Champions Program.
Yeah.
You
Uh,
can miss the old scoring property and love the new one.
Why did you have to
there you
do
go.
that?
Oh man. So I guess that's probably George's favorite from today then. The sunset of the legacy score.
Oh yeah, my favorite. That one. Yeah. No.
I
So
mean, there's one like I don't know. The sunsetting of the legacy score isn't like a favorite update.
Right.
It's a sunset.
Yeah.
So there's
Well, I'm definitely a fan of the social interactions.
yes.
That was actually the first time I saw the screen like George had up.
Yeah.
I know you've been able to reply. I think we just
Mhm.
announced that like a few days ago, but it's
Well,
good to see them.
when I went through the like quick demo, like it was referencing like social inbox as like
Mhm.
the topic, right? So like it's interesting. I've always wanted HubSpot to give a little bit more love to the social tools, and this right here is like, ooh, are we adding more love to the social tools? And like gonna be because like I always got frustrated of like, should I go to like an Agora Pulse or a like, whatever. I could sit here and list a ish ton of social tools, but like, why can't I just have all of the love and things that everybody else can do in those social tools in this social tool? And I think it's a matter of man hours and like priority.
Mhm.
And this feels like maybe it's becoming a priority and there will be some man and woman hours applied to it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, it's a major shift in kind of how buyers buy right now and how relationships are built. And, they talked about it inbound last year, the struggles of trying to get people to the website,
Yeah.
right? And this is kind of embracing, this is another example of them embracing like, hey, you can't always get everybody where you want them to be, including emails, including the Zapier integration that's now
Yeah.
easier than ever to just use at starter level. So there's
Mhm.
an embracing of, let's get to people where they are, engage them there, and add value there so that we can create value for our businesses as well.
Well, and I'll be
Um,
honest, this does align with like last night I was working on my inbound presentation because I'm trying to like give it the way earliest due diligence I can to make it absolutely amazing. And one of the things that I keep hitting upon is like in this world of AI assisted, AI powered, and I think I might have referenced this on yesterday's show, is like the new gold bar, the new Bitcoin is going to be the human relationship, the groups of humans that you collaborate and collect around yourself. And the fact that this and social for many of us in a digital world, that's where that's going to be. And
Mhm.
so again, dependent upon if you reframe your brain to a human centric, value first, servanthood over sales mindset, and then you're leveraging this functionality in that manner for just
Mhm.
managing the relationship of that human. Now
Mhm.
we're freaking getting somewhere as we move forward.
Yep. So if you're one of those hesitant because it's not based on email address, uh, give us a shout. Happy to help you work through that.
There's solutions, obviously, but
Well, for sure. But this is where it's, for those who drive most things through social, it's like email is completely, irrelevant. So there might
Yeah.
be some people wanting to add that into the strategy, but
Mhm.
it's not just as easy as like, okay, I'm going to do both things now. There's lots of stuff to
Mhm.
handle, but
Yeah.
I think most would agree that you need to handle it
Mhm.
if you're doing social, seriously.
I'm
So,
super curious too if I was getting the error because for this to work, and I don't know because I'm trying to quickly go through the knowledge base
Mhm.
article, if like you have to enable create contacts without email addresses, like if you have to
oh,
enable
you
that,
definitely do.
I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe that's why I was getting the error. But I will also say, yeah, it has nothing to do with email because as a true nerd does, I did a control F and typed the word email to see if email was anywhere in the knowledge article. Yeah, 0. Nope,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yep.
I can't imagine they can pull an email from the social platforms because that would be like a privacy thing.
Well, there are some tools that
Yeah.
already do it, but
I
Yeah.
can't imagine that HubSpot is going to just like
yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Not
listen,
unless you pay a bunch of money for Sales Navigator.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
Surf, Hublead,
yeah.
like there are
Mhm.
tools out there that do it.
Mhm.
Now, just because you can doesn't mean you
Mhm.
should. And I think HubSpot, with who they are, has to really weigh in on
Mhm.
can and should or could.
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
We got more stuff to enrich now, George.
Oh.
So
Oh.
but this would be one of my
That's
favorite
true.
reasons. Like if you were to invest in Breeze Intelligence and enrich stuff, like this would be one of my favorite reasons to do
Oh.
That's
that.
fair. That's fair.
Oh,
Right.
I thought you meant there was like a new update on the screen, but you're saying if I bring them
Mhm.
in from social and there's a way to connect that and enrich it based on knowing the social information somewhere in a database ties to that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because I
Mhm.
think that's how like the non-navigators of the world, like all the other tools, they don't just ship you the email that is on the contact info because
Mhm.
a lot of those are just personal emails. They're not
Mhm.
business, right? That's not helpful when you bring it in. So a lot of those tools will also, do data enrichment. Like I think Surf looks through like 6 different, or it was when I used it in the past, looks through 6 different, databases, like stuff like Apollo,
Mhm.
to get you the good information. So it's much more than just a linking to that. But I think in this world, like LinkedIn, especially in B2B, like a LinkedIn profile URL is often just as valuable, if not more valuable, than an email address. Especially
That's
when we
fair.
start talking about AI and LLMs. So we'll quit rambling for today.
I have some more thoughts there, and I'm like, just leave
Pretty
them.
excited about that update about inbound correspondence announcement. And we'll wrap there. So remember, folks, you probably already own the solution you're looking for in HubSpot. Social interactions, check them out. Sometimes you just need to wake up to it. Join us tomorrow morning as we continue exploring what's new in HubSpot. Drop your biggest takeaway in the comments and let us know what capabilities you want to wake up to next. Until then, I'm Chris Carolan.
I'm Casey Hawkins.
And I'm George B. Thomas.
And this has been Wake Up Customer Platform. Now go build something amazing. Have a great day, everybody.